Yeah, hey guys, so this is Asphalt FX Academy. So in today's video we'll be dealing with what is known as market structure. So market structure, it has to do with the direction or the trend of the market. It is either the market is going up, which is known as the bullish trend, or the market is going down, which is known as the bearish trend. So in this video we'll be diving into the rudiment of market structure. All right, so before we start, don't forget to subscribe and smash the like button. Okay, so let's get started. Go to my trading view. Alright, so now let us pick any pair. Like I've said in my last video that I always deal with at most 4 currency pairs, 4 trading pairs. That's what I deal with. So let's pick any currency pairs here, because we are going to be dealing with market structure and I'm going to be using naked charts to explain to you guys. Good. So all right, so now I'll be using the naked chart to explain the market structure in order for you to get. Okay, this is the previous one I did, so let me erase this one for you to know how I got this. All right, let me erase. Good. So, and in the first, when I started, I said for the market structure we have something called the bullish trend. That is when the trend of the market, that is the price. The trend is also known as price. Note that. So it's when the trend of the market is going up, that is the bullish trend, the bull, right? So when the trend of the market is coming down, that is the bearish trend. That is when the price of the market is coming down. All right, so now let's say a cocoa, you know cocoa, right? So let's say if the price of cocoa is going up, that means the trend of cocoa is bullish. So that's the literary meaning of what we are saying. Or let's say when the price of cocoa is going down, it means that the price of cocoa is what is bearish. Literally meaning that the price is falling. Bearish means falling. Bullish means going up. That is, it is high, it is rising. You understand? All right, so let us dive into that. So now we are starting with the bullish trend. So in our next video we'll be dealing with the bearish trend. Okay, so and in our bullish trend we are still going to be adding up with some trading levels. You understand? So the trading levels we are actually talking about is the support level and the resistance level. Okay, so the support level has to do with the grand level. That is, the price is pushing the price up, while the resistance level is pushing the price down. Okay, so let's get started. And in our bullish trend, we have the levels that we have in our bullish trend is 2 levels. We have the higher high and the higher low, right? The higher high and the higher low. So it goes this way. You have higher high, higher low. You have the higher high, you have the higher low. You have the higher high, the higher low. We have the last higher high. All right, so good. So let me explain this. We have the higher high, the higher low, the higher high, the higher low, and the higher high and the last higher low, which gives me the our recent higher high. All right, so now our higher high and our higher low, let me use this to explain in a reality context, in the sense that now let's say the price of cocoa. Now you as a buyer, right, as a rational buyer, you are not planning to buy. at an higher price. You being a rational buyer, that is, you are thinking rationally. So you are not going to buy the cocoa at an higher price. It's not making any sense. You understand? So you are planning to do what? To allow the price of cocoa to do what? To fall before you buy. You are allowing the price to what? To come down. You want to buy at a lower price. So that's why in trading, as a trader, you need to wait for, if you want to buy a certain currency pair, is either cocoa or you are dealing with stock. Maybe you want to buy an Amazon. You understand? You want to buy an Amazon, you want to buy Tesla. You get? So now you need to do what? You need to let the price to fall. You need to wait for the lower price. So the lower price is what we call the support level. That is, you need to wait for the price to come to the support level before you do what? Before you buy. Do you understand? So now, we have the higher high here. We have our higher high. We have our higher low. This higher low. We have our higher high here. We have another higher low. We have our higher high here. Can you see? We have another higher low here. Right? So this higher low produce what? This higher high. So higher low, just note this. Higher low produce higher high. So if you don't have higher low, you are not going to have higher high. Just note that. Please note that. If you don't have higher low, you are not going to have an higher high. Note that. Okay? So now, our higher low, and please note this also, our higher low is what we called our support level. Our higher high is what we called our resistance level. And you should also note this. Our resistance, which is our higher high, it can also be turned to higher low. So let's get into that. So this is our higher low here. This is our first higher low. Yeah, our first higher low here. Okay. So this is our higher high here. The first higher high. Please, I hope you are noting this down. Okay. Our first higher high. Like I've said, that our higher high can also become what? Our higher low. The reason why it becomes our higher low is when the price break what? Our first higher high. So when the price break the higher high, which is our resistance, so automatically it's going to turn to what? It's going to turn to higher low. Do you understand? So automatically it's going to turn to higher low. I hope you understand that. So our next resistance level is this. Okay. So which has become the support because the price has broken it. So this is our next resistance, which also has become the support level because the price has broken it. Do you understand? So now let me explain this, right? This is our higher low here. So the first higher low here, the reason why we have the first higher low is because this is when the price break up. This is the higher high here, right? This is our higher high. So it's not reasonable as a rational buyer to buy at this price that I'm showing you guys. It's not reasonable for a buyer to buy at this price. So the buyer, a rational buyer, needs to do what? He needs to wait for the price. Let's say you are using cocoa. So the rational buyer needs to wait for the price to do what? To come down before you set your buy. So you need to wait for the price to come down to this support. So that's when you can buy. So the reason why you are buying with the expectation that the price will definitely move up in the nearest or in the subsequent period. So you have the belief that the price is going to do what? Is going to move up. The price is going to rise in the next subsequent period. That's why you are buying at a lower price. So what now happened later on? The price did what? The price moved up. Here, the price come up, right? So when the price come up, so another buyer did what? Another buyer is not going to buy at this high price there that I set in there. He's not going to buy there. What is he going to do? That second buyer is going to do what? Is going to wait also for the price to do what? For the price to come down here before he can set his own buy also. He's going to buy at this lower price here. So when he also buy at the lower price with the expectation that the price also is going to move up in the nearest subsequent period. What does the price give us? The price also rise up to this level, to this resistance level here. So when the price also rise up to that resistance level, the third buyer came into the market also, feeling that he also wants to buy the cocoa, but he or she does not have the amount that the cocoa is now. What do you think the rational buyer is going to do? That rational buyer too is going to wait for the price of cocoa to do or to come down to our support level, which is here. So it came down to our support level here. It came down to our support level here. So after it came down to our support level, that third buyer also grabbed He grabbed his money to buy cocoa at that lower price, with the expectation that the price is going to go up in the subsequent period, because he needs to buy it now because the price is going to go up in the subsequent period. What does the price give us? The price actually moves up, right? The price break our resistance here. This is the current price now. That is our current that's our current price. So that's the logical theory and the logical practical aspect of the bullish market. Because in trading, you seeing yourself as a market technical analyst, you need to know what is called market structure. So this is the basic knowledge of market structure. And in our market structure, like I've said, we have two things. So the first one is the bullish market, while the second one is the bearish market. So what I've explained now is our bullish market. So if you get to any place, if you meet any trader, any kind of trader that you meet, is going to tell you the exact things, the exact what I've explained here. Even I have explained more than what the person is going to tell you, because here in Asphalt FX Academy, we do explain with reality, with what is happening in the market world there. We are going to give you a live scenario, what happens in the market there, in the market world there. So this is how it is. If you want to know how to spot a bullish trend, right? So the first one here, the first low here, we call it the support. Just know that your low is your support, while your high is your resistance. That is your resist. That is where you cannot pass. But by the time you pass it, by the time you break that resistance, know that resistance automatically is going to turn to your support. Just know that in a bullish trend, note that in a bullish trend, your resistance turns towards your support. So that's how it is. I hope you understand this. So in our next video, we are going to be explaining the bearish market with you guys in our next video. Please don't forget to subscribe and smash the like button. Thank you.